I first experienced what hunger meant, I guess I had to be about 5 or 6 years old. I knew that when I was with my grandmothers, we had an abundance of food, but it was quite a different experience at home with my mother. When I was growing up, I was the oldest, and so I took on the responsibility of taking care of my siblings, to make sure that they were getting ready for school, to make sure that they ate. Whatever we had, I could make it stretch. So I just felt that enormous responsibility for that. I think you do walk away with the worry and the anxiety. I think it goes with you through your whole life. I was married, and then I was divorced. I had 2 small children, twins, and then 2 children who were in elementary school. It's like that part of my life, being a single mom, I don't remember half of that time because I was so busy trying to make sure that they had enough of everything. I worked 2 jobs, day and night. You're constantly saying, how am I feed my kids? And at sometimes you just have to let something go in order for them to eat. Because you have to make these choices. Do I take care of the rent, the mortgage, or do I buy $200 worth of groceries, which for 4 kids was what you needed? You make the choice often, and sometimes it's not the right one. And your children, they usually have to pay the consequences for that. It was so much pressure to just keep everything afloat. I did go off the edge. I had a nervous breakdown. I kind of went into a dark place. We did become homeless at one point. I couldn't hardly believe it or conceive it in my mind that I didn't have a key to a place, and I had my babies. I remember feeding my kids in the park, and we had the Cheerios and the milk, and they were having breakfast in the park, but they didn't really get why we were doing that. It's just things like that that it brings that thing home for you, and it hurts. So most people have this idea of what the face of hunger looks like. Those people who are working and doing everything they're supposed to do, people don't really look at the challenges they may have.
Food insecurity is really a long-term issue where someone doesn't have access to nutritionally adequate food. And so a lot of the consequences around food insecurity are devastating. It's working families. 95% of the people we serve live in their home, whether they rent it, whether they own it. They're going to a job where they're trying to make ends meet, and it's just that they have more bills than what they can pay.
Hunger is real. Just in a suburb is real. It's not just in the ghetto or in a slum area. It's real in the suburb. It's real for the widow or the elderly person who's living in an assisted living home. It's real for them. We have what's called a Widows Project in Megacare. One widow said, I don't eat much. And I said, I can identify. Because right now, that's me. I don't eat much anymore either. I was injured on the job and then also had a stroke. I fought my way up, being able to walk again, thinking I'm going to be able to work again. But all of a sudden I found myself now no work. They retired me from the Postal Service because of my injuries. And now I'm a person who is on Social Security and disability retirement income. I have about $65 left at the end of the month that I have to allocate for groceries. I don't all the time eat. And I've convinced myself this is probably good for me, though my doctor would probably say otherwise, because diabetes. And you need to eat regularly, and you need to eat good food. So you can't eat the stuff that you would normally eat because it will keep you full. So now I've got to really look for fresh vegetables and food that costs a ton of money. The grocery store is very intimidating. Trying to go in there, trying to get what I need. I can't afford that. So what do you do? What do you do?
I got it.
Are we ready to practice some meals? On the front of your table, you'll see a lovely human in a white hairnet. That's going to be your team vocab today, so please go ahead.
We're packing 100,000 meals today. 100,000 meals. So you're going to directly touch 100,000 people in the Tampa area. You'll go to 10 counties and we'll utilize 500 food banks to make sure it gets to the people who are in need. And the work that you're doing today is going to have such an impact on the city of Tampa. It's absolutely unbelievable. So thank you so much.
I love to help people. I love to help people. What I think about when I think about the Mega Care is that it's a touch ministry. We go into domestic violence shelters, we go into homeless shelters, we go out and feed people. And I think I'm so passionate about it because most of those things was things that I had experienced my own self. So when I'm looking at them, I'm thinking about when it was me. And it gives me the heart to be able to go out and serve others. It's a hard thing right in there. And that's why I like Mega Care, because the connectivity with the people who are involved. We have the same mission. We have the same cause.
Mega Care, we have a great team. When we talk about hunger, it's personal to us. We really believe in what we're doing and making a difference. It's not just excellence for excellence, it's excellence so we can help our fellow neighbor, so that we can give them what they need. And it trickles down to your family, it trickles down to your neighbors, and it brings an awareness. So this is something very personal to us. We believe in it, we believe in helping people, we believe in helping the hungry, and we're not going to stop until we see change.
These are people who love what they do. We have this family that whatever it takes to do it, we do it. And what I like is we serve with joy. We gather together and we make sure that each person is accounted for, because we have to. So we don't just wear the shirt and say, well, we Mega Care. But I think it's like no other place. I call it my happy space. It makes me feel like this is what I was born to do. And he made me just for this. He made me just for this. Yeah.